Hey, what's up with it, guys? Um, Before we start the podcast, I just wanted to show you guys a couple of things. First of all, check out my eyebrows. I went to like line it up. I ended up almost shaving the bitch completely off. Look at that shit. It's almost bald. So forgive me if I look like I have no eyebrows. But anyways, let me just share the screen. Make sure I don't share no funny business. Okay. I've been known to share some fucked up shit by accident. But here we are. You guys might not be aware because I don't think I talked about it. I don't know if I talked about it on YouTube yet. But if I did, then I'm talking about it again. If I didn't, then I'm talking about it now. You heard? So these are my t-shirts, man. It's Teammacho.shop. Go figure. And I got the game time tees. Anybody who knows me knows it's kind of my motto. Every time I'm in the gym, in the room, or it's like one of my ad libs. It's game time. That's basically my reply to everything. Game time, baby. So game time tees, game time on the front, Team Macho on the back. Then we got the I'm not a scientist tee, uh, the logo on the front, on the back. I'm not a fucking scientist. I'm a bodybuilder. Simple as that, baby. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that. I'm not here to do a bunch of scientific shit and break down the chemistry of the gear and the fucking you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be here trying to be a damn kinesiologist when I'm in the gym. I'm focused on effort. Obviously, I want to be targeting the muscles properly, but doesn't take a fucking brain scientist to do that. It's about effort. Yeah, people are so focused on being so perfect that they forget effort, which is the most important part. But anyways, I digress. But these are my teas, man. So if you want to show some support, check it out. I don't really ask for much. I just put out content, and if you guys like it, this would help support me and then put me in a position where I could put out more content because I edit all this shit myself. I do all the work myself. I film everything myself, and it's a lot of work. And I want to put out more content, but I can't really handle any more work, so I'm gonna have to hire people. But that's a investment, and the investment has to make sense at the end of the day. So for it to make sense, I got to see some return, right? It is what it is. I didn't, none of us got into this podcast for money, but if you're going to invest money, you're going to have to make something, or you're just throwing away your money in the toilet. And we can't do that because we're grown men and we have bills to pay. But speaking of bills to pay, let me pull up my homie in crime. How do you move this? Can you move this? Oh, there we go. My homie in crime, Mr. Beef Stew, Stuart Sutherland, aka Beef Stew himself. He got some shirts as well. You guys probably know about this by now because we've talked about it a few times on the podcast. But why not talk about it again? It's my homie. I want to see him. I want to see him get some compensation as well. He shows up to my podcast weekly. I don't give him shit. I don't pay him. I don't even say thank you. So this is my way of saying thank you. Um, by saying, cop his fucking t-shirts, man. Show him some love, man. He's taking time out of his day to do these podcasts. I know you guys like him on there. I know you guys like Stu on there. Who doesn't like Stu, man? It's a great guy, but I don't want to get too much on here. This is a long ass fucking ad, so I'm gonna cut it there, but enjoy the fucking podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Way to go. All right, folks. I guess it's just me today. I'll talk to the camera since I presume Beatty's probably off. Beatty's off taking care of his dog or something. He's a new dad.
This shit is rough. I'm not gonna lie.
Forgive the pun. Yeah.
I mean, do you have pets?
No, my parents do. My parents have a dog and two cats. Um, I've I definitely want to get a dog eventually. I don't want to get a dog until I have a house. So I got like a
Boom.
yard for it to run around in and shit. It just doesn't seem right to me. Like this is anything against anybody who has like a dog in an apartment, but
You're
I wouldn't do
you're
it
right.
personally.
You're completely right. You're complete. I mean, this is something that I knew, but I figured we got a rooftop. I got a running canyon, and I got a balcony that could work. Yeah, it could work for like okay, if you're in an apartment, I think it works for like a really small dog. Like so many people have like I don't know Shih Tzus and stuff. That those dogs like they'll lay on the couch and shit like that. I'm not having my pit on the couch. I'm sorry. Some people
Yeah.
do it. I'm not having a pit bull on the couch.
It's a big
Yes,
fucking dog. Well, not yet, but he will be.
as I'm saying, as I'm saying, he's all cute now, but I'm not letting that happen. Same thing when he nibbles, they're like, no, it's okay. I'm like, no, I'm telling you, it's not okay.
Yeah,
So don't let him nibble you because
yeah.
that same nibble is not gonna be the same nibble in fucking 2 months, you know. So you got to plan that. Yeah, just so much energy to be expected. Honestly, though, in comparison, he's actually really well behaved. I just happen to be a bodybuilder with very low patience, but everybody else is like, well, think about it. The fact that he's coming to the gym with me, sitting down, not biting people, not shitting on the floor, not pissing. I've had him for since Saturday. It hasn't even been a week. So that's actually
Pretty
really
good.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all things considering, he's doing really well. It's just that because our days are so regimented, one little thing off, now I can't pin my gear. I gotta pin my gear at night, then I forget. So just shit. Yesterday I had everything set up, took him for a walk. It was a wild walk. I came back so tired, completely forgot about the podcast, bro. You
Oh,
know?
that's what happened. Oh, shit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we're coming to
But
you on Thursday because Beatty's a new dad.
yeah, man. But honestly, it's worth it though. I feel like it's worth it. You get like this bond. He actually feels like my son, literally. You know, they got he's a bully. They got these human eyes, and they just stare at your eyes, and you can tell they're bonding. Like every time he does it, I feel like he likes me a little more, or he listens to me a little more. You
Hope
know,
so.
I hope so too. And you never want to get if you try to like punish them in an aggressive manner, it just makes them more aggressive. So they match your energy, right? So if you get mad and riled up, they get riled up. So you have to be like super calm all the time, even when you're frustrated. Like don't give them the time of day, So, but I'm learning. I'm learning. You know, maybe should have done more research before, but that's not really my thing. I don't. I like to jump into things.
What do they
All
say?
right.
There's never a right time about being a parent. This is
Exactly.
obviously a much smaller commitment, but
It's
yeah,
a
dude,
start.
I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
have to bite the bullet eventually and get a dog or two. Um, but
Mhm.
like I said, I want to be in a house first, because I could just let him out into the yard and run around and do shit.
That would literally solve every problem. Any problem we're having is literally so much energy and no fucking space.
Yep.
So any problem I have, having a backyard or a house would completely solve it. So yeah, he just wants to play. And I can only play so much in this house, and then he wants to bite all my sneakers and shit. So it's like you have a backyard, he's gonna tire himself out. I'll throw a ball a couple of times and then he'll come in well behaved. So I that's something I gotta do. Shit, we all gonna move to Dallas and buy a muscle
About to
say
say, yeah, like that's the
uh-huh.
plan, right? So,
Fit Nation Station. That's
heard of you first.
Fit the Fit Nation Station. Pull up, everybody. Justin, you invited too. We can't hear you,
Oh yeah,
can we?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. You
there,
got
Okay.
me.
oh, there you
Yeah,
are.
Yeah.
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 Sorry, I was
So
fucking dealing with some technical issues. I'm
all
retarded.
good. Oh, you got pets too. Justin got a bunch of pets,
Yeah, I
right?
got two cats and two dogs. Yeah,
Damn. And
And a
how was
wife.
that?
Oh my goodness.
Well,
yeah,
the good thing about having a wife is that they help you a lot with the pets. I'm a single man right now, so it's a little.
That's a rough journey. Yeah, I don't do shit. My wife like feeds all the animals, feeds the cats, does everything.
Okay. So yeah. It's probably not the best if you're a single man that's bodybuilding and trying to dive into bodybuilding full time. Getting the dog might slow down the day. Mm-hmm.
The only problem that we have, hold on, my fucking mic's acting weird, is like traveling, just having to like board the dogs.
I was about to say that too, because like I had to travel much this year, and I like, what would I have done if I had a pet? Like,
yeah, and most of the time your girl's going with you, right?
Megan wasn't this year, but in the future, I hope she can.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times Jasmine's coming, so like HD trips and shit like that. She's usually a part of it. So yeah, we have like a good place down the road from our house that we'll board it. But like, fuck, dude, I'll spend $1,000 boarding the animals for a week. You know?
Yeah, that's wild. My sister says she'll look after him because she has kids and you know they would play with him and tire him out. And I also live in West Hollywood. Everybody here has a dog. Only thing is that these are people, acquaintances. I don't know these people well enough to leave my dog with them. I don't know what the fuck they get into, you know. So
I know my sister well enough to know that she'd neglect my dog.
Well, I feel like my sister tried getting the dog and she got frustrated and then gave him away. So I'm like, what if you get frustrated with my dog? What's gonna happen then? What are you gonna do to him?
My cats are pretty chill. I have my sister come like check on my cats because the cats will just chill in the house and
yeah.
But you know, dogs, they're different, man. They need a little more personal touch. Yeah.
Did you find that getting the second dog, it helped the other dog kind of behave more?
Shit. Well, our one dog is like 13, 14 years old, I think, at this point.
Dang.
And then I got a Frenchie. He's super fucking high energy. He wants to play all the time. And she's just like not. She doesn't want to play. Mm-hmm. She's old. So we've actually been talking. I mean, now I think at this point we're just kind of waiting for her to expire before we get another dog. Just because I want a dog. We talked about getting another Frenchie just so my Frenchie could have something to match his energy. But I swear this dog, she's gonna live for fucking ever. She's 14. You would have no clue. She's super spry.
I don't think you're gonna find a Frenchie that's gonna match that Frenchie's energy. I've never seen a Frenchie that fucking explosive.
He's dope,
that
right?
Shit is, whoa. The way he moves, I'm like, are Frenchies supposed to move? I've never seen a Frenchie that athletic.
Not an athletic breed.
No. That's what I'm saying.
He's fucking fast and he's got crazy hops. It's super surprising.
How is that possible? I'm like, Frenchies are usually, you know, they like stumpy and shit. This Frenchie was moving, bro. The step, the jump. I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? That shit is shifty, motherfucker.
Yeah, dude. He's definitely fucking a lot more athletic than I see other Frenchies.
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay. But Justin, what's new with you? I haven't heard too much from you besides I think you got back active on YouTube. I saw a video.
Yeah, fuck, one video, and then I'll wait another 3 months to post another one.
Hey, me too.
Dude, it's so bad. I just get, dude, like train, like I got like a whole vlog set up. And I'm always telling myself I'm gonna go vlog and like, but then like every time you're like, I'm going to the gym and it's like I'm gonna be there 90 minutes, 2 hours, and then if I vlog, it's fucking 3.5 hours because then I'm moving my tripod. So it's just so hard to keep up with that shit. But
it's a full-time job, bro. It's you know.
I know it is.
I think in prep I'm almost more motivated because it's like your own record. You get to see yourself every prep, like how lean you got and stuff like that. But off season, it's kind of like, you know.
I know. I always do pretty good through my preps, and then off season, I just don't post shit.
And then you fuck off, yeah. Yo, every time I watch you train, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fix my form. I'm gonna control the weight, and I do it for like two workouts, and then I'm back to fucking clanging and banging that shit.
It's all good.
If you guys didn't know me, still probably see much anymore. Where would you rate my form? Like 1 being like Hadi Chupan rows, and then 10 being I guess Shier. Shier's a 10, right? Who's better form than Shier? Nick is close.
Nick, I say Nick for sure. Nick, Michaela Aycock.
Oh, Michaela's a fucking
machine.
Sucker for pain, dude.
Yeah, but when people do it but heavy, that's what I like to see.
Yeah,
I mean, listen, heavy is relative, so I'm sure for some people it is heavy, but I'm talking about you're doing like 5 plates with the form. Like if you did like my form or multiple form, you would be pulling 6-7 plates. You know what I'm saying? So that's fucking strong. But yeah, but anyway, it lasts like two workouts, and then I'm like, something about just, I think just being an athlete, football player is really hard for my body to not want to do that. But I think for some body parts like my back and legs, I think I would get better results, man.
For sure.
You know,
that's why I had to start training like that, because my back was not growing like at all. Like my back didn't grow until I just started training like perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're talking about like kids that are doing this shit that aren't doing it heavy, the problem is you see kids doing like a 9-second negative on a fucking pull down, and it's like a 2-minute long set, and by that time their fucking hands are fatigued and giving out before their backs do. You know, there's just like there's this point where it's completely fucking worthless, and that's where I see most people operating in, is like, you know, a good 2 to 3 second negative is great. 5, 6, like it's a fucking annoying is what it is.
But they also haven't paid their dues, because like I said, you're doing the rows with 3 plates, you're doing a deadlift for 5 plates. You have to get there, you know, at some point. So you have to really push the strength to get there at some point. So I think I'm always going to preach good form to beginners, but good form and 12 out of 10 form is different. I don't think you got to do 6-second negatives. I don't think you have to stand against the wall to do curls. You know, in the beginning,
control is the most important thing.
That's it.
Like,
not even
speed. As slow as Justin, right? But like, I have control over the weight through like the whole range of the motion. It's just moving faster. Like if you told me to stop like partway through the rep, I think I could stop. Like if you told me to, but you know, I'm using a little more momentum, but the weight's not tugging me around, right? If I'm doing a row.
No.
And that's like, I think that's the biggest thing that you have to like own every inch of it. If you have to go slow to do that and to feel it, then do that. But I don't know about you guys, but like when I'm like warming up on something and I'm like trying to like contract a muscle slow with a lighter weight when I'm starting a workout, like I can't, like I'm doing, like I'm shaking through the whole thing. Like I don't know, like if I don't have a sufficient load on the bar, like I'm not able to actually use good form and feel anything, you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I think that's especially true for like a leg movement, like a squat or a leg press, in my opinion.
Yeah, you throw one plate on a barbell squat and you're just like, it feels like
I know what you mean.
Like I need 6 plates aside on the leg press before I can actually like feel that groove of a fucking of a set.
Exactly.
You know?
But also I can't hit true failure if it's not heavy enough. If I pick a weight, let's say I pick a weight that I can get 20, 25 reps and I'm trying to do 10 slow reps, I feel like my brain, I don't know, it's like my brain gives out before my muscles hit failure. I get like I don't know how to explain it. Like I lose intensity. I don't feel like I'm going to real failure. It's like mental fatigue. So I'm like, by the time I'm at 10, I'm like, I probably could have done 15, but my brain tapped out. Whereas if I choose a weight where I could do 12 to 15 and I slow it down and get eight reps, that feels better. I feel like I'm getting closer to true failure, and I get a better pump too. So
I think what's happening there is like, when you have a lighter weight, it's not actually forcing your body to recruit 100% of the muscle fibers in, say, your lat or your quad, right? So if you're running at 50%, it's like it's used to, you know, doing a movement, recruiting everything, going to failure, right? So if you're telling it to like basically run at like 40 or 50% while you're warming up, but you want to try and feel it like it's 100%, I mean, I don't think there's enough load there to actually get 100% recruitment, which is why it doesn't work when you see like kids doing the one arm light slow motion shit, right? They never actually, they might
kneeling with a hand on their lat, squeezing. I think you're totally right. So your body governs itself, and like it knows it's not required to use that much. So our bodies are fucking self-preservating, so it's not gonna use that output, knowing that it doesn't need to.
Well, I think what's going on is, and why at least I get that choppy feeling when I'm warming up, is like it's turning on 100% and then turning off to try and get like a 50% kind of output.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like AC power on a light bulb. If you like, it's actually flickering, but it's so fast you don't see it.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I feel like I need that survival. What's the word I'm looking for?
Fight or
Fight or
flight.
flight feeling. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I need that
For sure.
feeling because, like, when I got into it, I was training way too heavy and just really bad shit. But it helps
Yeah, but
me.
I think we all did that though, and I think
That's
there's a
true,
benefit.
yeah.
There's a benefit to that. And
Yeah,
right now,
yeah.
everybody, like, hate to say it, but and I don't want to be one of those guys that's harping on like the new guys, but like the new approach is starting too light
Yeah,
and training like fucking. I don't know. It's annoying, and the problem is, and I hate to say it, I've talked to Stu about this. I think I'm a contributing factor. I think that
I
I'm
was about to say, like, I know you don't want people to do this, but like, people are trying to emulate you, but
my
they
fault.
never actually get to 100% intensity.
they're
Like,
doing it.
someday I'm going to be deadlifting 5 plates in slow motion, right?
Yeah,
No,
but
you're not,
listen,
kid.
they're actually like if you watch me do a fucking pull down versus the kid that's tagging me in a pull down. I get tagged in shit every single day that I refuse to share to my story because I'm like, dude, like, that is not fucking what I'm doing. You'll watch me control the negative on a press or a pull down where it's 2 second, 1, 2, pause, press. These kids are tagging me and shit where they've got fucking tens on each side of a barbell and they're doing 7-second negatives and they're calling them Shier reps.
Yeah,
I'm like, Jesus, fuck kids, please just watch what I'm doing. It's not what
yeah. It's
got it
not.
wrong.
I can't actually call Justin a science guy. Justin is really smart. Justin knows how to articulate and explain his training, but I can't be like this is a science guy. And also he's doing the bread and butter, which is kind of what I like. Like he's not only doing fucking machines all day. He does do some machines, and the machines he picks is really he picks them wisely. Let's say that. And then the form is perfect, but it's not over the top. It's not over the top. He's not rocking, but his body is moving naturally. Still, he's not like when he's doing the rolls. He's not like this. There's still some natural movement, very minimal. So I don't think there's anybody who couldn't benefit off of training like Justin. I don't think it's. I think most of us who don't is because we're just stuck in our ways, honestly, if I'm being honest. But I look at that
Yep.
training, I'm like, that training is going to get you results. There's no way around it. It just is. Beginner, intermediate, whatever it is. You do the bread and butter, the hard shit. He's still doing the hard shit. He's not making it easier. And he's making every rep harder and still progressing. You can't go wrong.
Yeah. And train to failure with adequate load. I'm not fucking pussyfooting. I'm just controlling the weight. Like Stu says, it is not speed. That's like people equate speed, like rep speed, to control. And
Yeah.
those are just two completely separate things. And when you talk about science guys, it's not that like a guy like myself or Stu don't know the science behind the movements. It's just that's not our niche. People fall
Just
into
I
these.
don't care.
I don't really care. And like John Jewett, he's a perfect example. He is a science guy, but he's also a guy that trains his fucking ass off. And obviously, it's kind of his niche to kind of produce content in that science realm. But if you watch John trains really fucking hard.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
also come to the conclusion with all of these studies about training, which I think you could throw in the bin, like that training to failure is the best way to do it if you're actually like physically capable and mentally capable of doing it,
Yeah.
right? And that's the way he sets
Yeah.
up his training.
Yeah.
And he manipulates movements and volume, and those are like the levers he has in his training to focus on shit.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of the literature that's talking about training and training volume and stimulus, these are just not trained individuals. It's not a decade of training with anabolics. We're not talking about 270-pound pro bodybuilders. These are not the same things. So when you look at like accumulating volume, they say more volume is going to produce more results. Well, yeah, fucking maybe if you're a small guy who doesn't have a ton of muscle,
And you
but
don't
for
know
a guy
how to
like
train with intensity
Yeah.
and recruit things properly.
yeah, I can do one set of leg press and I am fucking smoked.
Yeah.
I do not need to do 4. And if I did four, I'd be fucked.
If you're in your first year of training, you can't get that same amount of stimulus out of.
No, you can't.
The one of the issues is that I've seen Justin get in a couple of debates, and here's the thing: I don't think anybody's saying that there's only one right way to train, but it's like, what's the most optimal? Now, and like you just said, if you train the way you do, you don't need as much volume because in those 2 sets, you've completely stimulated the muscle, right? Now, if you tell me you do 30 sets for back and I watch you, yeah, if you're doing 30 shitty sets, it could all add up and still be a good workout. But why would you do 30 sets when you could have 30, those 30 shitty sets could have been consolidated to 10 perfect sets and you would have got the same stimulus. So it's not that this doesn't work. It's just not optimal. Why would you want to do 20 more sets just to get the same results?
You guys ever done a 30 set back workout? I mean, like, holy fuck, dude.
I did.
That's a lot. I watched a video with Dr. Mike, and I like Mike. I think Mike Israel is a really smart guy. I appreciate a lot of what he says. But they're like, hey, I think the looks like the optimal volume for, biceps is going to be between that 40 to 50 sets a week range. I'm going, fucking 50 sets of biceps. I've been doing 6 sets a week for the last fucking 10 years, and I got 22-inch arms.
Mike said that?
Yeah. Because they're looking, and then they start doing this, and they start saying, okay, well, if we're calculating direct sets, and then we can calculate indirect sets. So if we look at each back movement, a row, now that's a half a set. That's a half a set of volume. So if it's 10 sets of rows, then that's 5 sets of biceps. So you can tack that on. So overall, thinking that 50 rep range, going, Jesus, dude. One, shut the fuck up. Really overthinking this. But 2, I mean, dude, if you do 2 sessions where you're doing 20 sets of Jesus fucking Christ, imagine like the elbow tendonitis you'd have at the end of a week of training biceps doing 50 fucking working sets.
I gotta be honest, I've actually found that throughout the years, I'm like, let me back off of volume for arms so the rest of my body can catch up. What ended up happening, my arms actually grew.
Yeah.
Because at one point I was training them every other day. I'm going to get big arms. And they didn't go until I also find that me doing, like, I'll do literally like 2 working sets for biceps a week. But those 2 sets are so perfect and intense because it's a subconscious thing. If I know I only have 1 shot to get these hack squats right, imagine the precision and intensity. Whereas if I know, I got to do 5 more sets of this and I got 20 more sets left, subconsciously, I don't think you can go to the same place. So if I'm like, I have 2 sets for the week, I get the craziest pump. Whereas before I'm just filling, just doing a bunch of sets. So, sometimes I know it's cliche, but sometimes less is more. Nobody wants to hear that. But
no. I actually just talked about this on my most recent YouTube video, but like I kind of got in a rhythm of doing a little more volume just because I just wanted to. I felt like fucking I want to progress, and to be honest, dude, I was watching the way Brett and Martin train, and these guys train with so much. I love it, dude. They're fucking animals, but they train with so much. They train with so much volume, dude. So I'm like, I watched them do a leg day, and they did like 3 working sets on a leg press, then like some cluster set on the same leg press. Then they did extensions, and they did a hack squat, and then they did Smith squats. Then they went and did another squat machine, and then back to another leg press. I'm like, holy fuck. So I started doing, 3 working sets on leg press, 3 working sets on hack squats, a little extra extension. I just wanted to emulate that to some degree, but I couldn't even come close to the volume these fuckers were doing. And within like 3 weeks, I was fucked. I was like, my knees hurt. I honestly, I quit. I pulled back on volume, and within like 10 days, I was up 4 pounds in body weight.
Bro, I did the same shit going by Compton. Because I'm like, Compton.
Yeah, he loves his volume. He's fucking all about it.
But it's not junk volume. It's perfect form to failure, to the point that sometimes he does partials. I'm like, how the fuck can you recover from that?
Not normal, dude. Like guys like him, Martin's like that. These fuckers are cornbread fed white boys that just crazy, dude.
Okay, but one thing they all have in common: Martin, Brett, Compton, and even Jay, their metabolisms are set up that they can eat fucking 900 to 1,200 carbs a day and stay lean. Now, I'm pretty sure you can't do that. And Stu, Stu got a good metabolism actually. He don't have the best recovery though.
I don't know if I could do that much. I mean,
Okay, but now you take our bodies and imagine if we could eat that much carbs and utilize it. We might be able to do 30 sets.
Yeah.
But we're not set up that way. I mean, if I'm at 4, I'm probably at what 10 ounces. What's 80 times 6?
480.
480. That's probably the highest my carbs get, right? Any more than that, I'm probably just gonna start getting fat. So on that, I could handle honestly maybe 8 to 10 working sets. You double that, I might be able to, I might be able to handle more. When I used to get really fat and eat a shit ton of carbs, I could do a lot more volume, but then I couldn't get in shape because I was fucking fat.
It's actually a variable I never really considered when you're talking about training volume. Is the amount of, I mean, oddly enough, it seems fucking pretty obvious, but I mean, full off season right now, I'm doing like 250 grams of rice 5 times a day. I've got some extra fruit, a little bit of bread, like nothing crazy. Maybe 450, 500 grams of carbs, maybe.
Yeah,
and that's just kind of where I need to stay. Otherwise, I get too fat.
Exactly. I think that's the deciding factor because they're eating so much to keep up with their bodies that they could recover. Also, Compton was like 26. I don't know if you can do that nowadays.
And I'll also say, like, I talked to Matt about that, and Matt was like, those guys just don't pay attention to that. He says, but when you look at Brett over the last like 3 years, Brett hasn't really been growing. He says he's growing more this. He says he's growing more this year. Like this year, he said Brett's definitely improved. But
good point.
But I mean, he also had those gut issues, to be fair.
For sure.
Like,
but you look at
actually absorbing.
You look at a guy with like leg problems who's doing 30 sets of legs. Maybe he could have benefited from pulling back a little bit. I don't know.
I mean, that's a good point. Martin visually improved probably more than anybody, but his scale weight actually went down. Didn't he say he was lighter in New York than he was
in Texas, like the 22, or 21, whatever that was.
So he was like 235 or something, like somewhere in the 230s.
I mean, he was definitely like 5 pounds sharper. So I think he put on some muscle, but it wasn't profound. He didn't put on like 10 pounds of stage weight or nothing.
That the thing with Martin is like everyone was like, going crazy about how much he improved, and I was like, he's not that much bigger, but his look is different.
Yeah,
for
sure.
Well, also he was underrated to begin with because back then I was like, bro, if I was like, he could have beat Andrew at that Texas show. I would have had no problem with it. I
kind of had him winning watching it.
Think about how crazy that is.
Maybe it's just because there's like a shorter white guy who in shape that I just felt like that's who I was rooting for. But I remember feeling that way.
No, he out bodybuilded Andrew for sure. I don't know if that's the word, but he out bodybuilded.
Yeah,
Andrew just looks like a different animal, and now he's a bigger version of that animal. Even Jordan and Epler out bodybuilded Andrew at Texas again. But like I said, he the rules don't apply to him. He's like he comes out and he looks like an animal. He doesn't look like a body. He's not even bodybuilding.
It's such a shame that like those two, their packages just got so swept under the rug because those kids fucking nailed it. They both looked incredible in Texas.
Perfect. You take Andrew out that show, we'll be raving about them. Boy, they looked insane. Nathan and Jordan looked insane. Honestly, Andrew didn't look like a bodybuilder. He looked like something else. He just looked like a
crazy.
Yeah. So
I mean, it literally was zero competition. It was kind of unfair. It's like sad. You look at these two guys that just like don't even stand a chance. Go sit down, kids. Like,
say, all it takes is one freaky black guy to ruin your bodybuilding show.
Yeah,
it does happen.
His name's Tony O'Burton.
Nemesis. But doesn't it hurt more when you hear him talk about his preps and you're like, damn, it looks so easy. It sounds easy, and even how he looks and acts, he's chilling, but he's having a good time. He's chilling.
I think I told you this, and I like when we were in the athletes meeting at the Olympia, he was like drinking a muscle milk.
You talking about Andrew Antonio?
Yeah, Andrew.
Oh yeah,
sorry, that's Andrew. Yeah.
That's horrible. I mean, it's horrible for your stomach, but
I mean, that would like bloat me, but like I just don't understand how was that part of the plan? Did Aceto tell you to do that, or were you just like, well, that's the strawberry muscle milk sounds bomb right now?
Yeah, I don't think he's even maximizing his potential. I think he's just having a good time. there was an interview. I think it was with Flex Lewis, and at the time he was with George Farah, and he was like, "Yeah, he had me on like 6 meals. Honestly, I was really getting in like 3 or 4 max." And then looking at the guy and like, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, you just do what the fuck you want.
Seems like this year he might have taken it a little more serious because he made some pretty profound improvements.
It looks like it. I think he was pissed at the Olympia. He didn't look very happy at the Olympia. So I think,
he bombed and got 5th. It's fucked up.
Crazy.
I gave it everything. I got last place.
But it's when you see that, honestly, part of it is like, should I push harder or should I just leave this shit alone?
Well, I think there's honestly something to like not overthinking it and not being stressed out and worrying about every little thing. Like you see some people that are just a fucking ball of stress and it ruins them. And then you see these guys that are just so casual about it.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something to be said about that, but
I think so. It's like when I first started and I was just having fun, some of those looks were some of my favorite looks. There was no pressure. Yeah. I was just having a good time, you know?
Well, you're never stressed out like 2 weeks out when you're in the gym training chest and you look at your physique like, fuck, look amazing. Exactly. Show day, you're stressed out and you can look like shit.
Mm-hmm.
People don't really realize how much stress can affect your look.
Exactly. Justin, you got anything planned out for next year as far as time frame?
Probably next summer. I'm thinking like maybe Tampa, Texas timeline. Something like that. Maybe I'll do Chicago again. I don't know, but that's probably
Detroit.
Kind of what we're thinking. Yeah, I could do that.
Detroit, yeah.
I think honestly, I'll say if it wasn't so early in the year, I'd consider it because I think Fua did a really good job with that show.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
I have to agree. Honestly, like I actually want to go to the show. I thought the show was that good that I want to go. I mean, it was only two people, but it was a hell of a show. Like
it was. I hope he does better this year because I was surprised that all the guys from the Arnold didn't go. But maybe it's just because it was a new show; they didn't know how it was going to go. But
I think it's just a timing thing, man. Because it was still like it was after the Arnold, but it was still awkwardly. It's like 4 weeks, right?
It's 4 weeks after, and then still like 4 weeks before New York, right?
It's just in this doldrums period, and then there's like the Arnold Brazil beforehand, right?
Or UK.
There's Arnold
UK,
and then there was the Brazil show before Detroit.
Antonio got
and,
that's right.
Is that an Arnold or?
That was an Arnold, yeah.
That was Arnold, yeah.
Okay, yeah. And
was that Arnold? It was Columbus, then UK, and
Columbus, then UK, then Brazil, yeah,
and then it was Detroit,
and then Detroit, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Tonio was the only American guy in Brazil.
Yeah. You remember? I think me and Stu did a podcast. I think we did a podcast with Xavier and Nathan. And Nathan was like, "Don't if you're the only American, don't go to Brazil." He's like, "It's not gonna happen for you." And then exactly what he said kind of happened. You know what I'm saying?
That was a weird one. I mean, obviously none of us were there, but I felt like Tonio was really good at that show, like fucking exceptionally good from everything I saw. And Raphael just wasn't. Admittedly, even he would say, like, he just was not even remotely close to his best.
You can't reward that unless the only time you can reward that if Tonio was peeled, but then Tonio had like a bad structure. Then you can be like, well, Rafa still gets him on size and structure, but Tonio, if anything, might be even more just as aesthetic as Rafa, right? Yeah. And peeled, and he wasn't really small. You know,
no, he's just a little narrow, but like obviously Raphael has an amazing structure, but that's tough.
Was that Arnold Brazil a muscle contest show by chance?
Yeah, it was. It was a muscle contest show. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just take notes.
But so is Cali. So is Cali.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is Cali. Yeah. Well, speaking of peeled, hey, this guy, I gotta be honest.
What's up with the vaping, dude? That's super gay. Why are you vaping so much,
dude? I live in Washington. That's gayer than this.
Yeah, that's true. It's pretty gay.
Not for much longer though.
Is it nicotine? Like,
yeah,
what is it?
Yeah, it's nicotine.
What does that feel? I've never done nicotine. What does that feel like?
I don't know. You just get
Well,
a
Yeah,
little
never
head
had it.
rush. It's actually like a pretty good nootropic. Like it makes
Yeah.
you mentally sharper. Like back in
really?
the day, like in the 50s and the 60s, they would like have scheduled smoke breaks at offices so that people would like go out, smoke
Mm.
cigarettes, and be a little sharper when they come back in. They'd have like coffee
Oh,
and cigarette breaks. That
You
was like
oh
a
fucking
well.
cultural thing back in the day.
Yeah, it was. That was before coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they were
Well,
big on caffeine or
I've
nicotine.
I've been doing. I just got it. Fladenafil, which is close
Fladrafenil.
to for
Yeah,
for.
close.
Falafel.
Wait, are you talking about this stuff? The vape form?
Yes,
Or
I don't.
where'd you
I
get that
don't.
from?
I got it. I guess I can't say because I'm sponsored by some. My sponsor was out, so I went
Oh,
elsewhere
okay.
to get some. I'm not going to promote any of these weird brands, but it's actually really it's actually pretty good. It's like during the rebound phase, I become narcoleptic. I'll
Yeah.
literally just pass out. I could be standing, doze the fuck off. I'm driving
Damn.
80 miles per hour, boom, I'm fucking out. So,
That sounds so
bro,
terrifying.
Bro, Justin, he is a menace on the road. He is a danger to society.
even if I'm not tired. So imagine me sleeping, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing, I had my dog in the car with me, and that was happening. I pulled over and nap. I'm like, it's one thing if I hurt myself, but I'm not gonna hurt this innocent puppy. And the fucking puppy was on edge too. He's like,
He's
what
not
the
even
fuck?
thinking about anybody else on the road. He's like, man, if I hurt my puppy.
Dude, I know exactly how that dog felt.
Yeah. Well, the car is loud as hell. So he's in this loud ass car. I'm driving like a maniac. He's short, so he's trying to see what's going on. Like, what the fuck is going on? So he just bundled up and he was looking at me like, bro, this ain't it, man. And I was like, I felt bad and I pulled over. But yeah,
So what's this shit you're taking?
it's like modafinil. Did I say that right, Stu?
So yeah, fladrafenil is a similar kind of drug to modafinil, if you know what that is. It's like a wakefulness aid. It's not a stimulant technically, but it is. It keeps you very awake. Like they would give it to special forces guys when they would have to go like
Okay.
2-3 days without sleeping. But it's used. Modafinil is used a lot as like a nootropic and like just a help you stay awake when you don't have enough sleep thing.
Yeah.
And this is modafinil's prescription. This is kind of like research chemical gray markety. So
Yeah.
you can sell it to kids.
I like that.
I do too. Yeah.
So it's nice. It's always nice. Yeah, I mean, it's been helping. I mean, I literally I don't feel sleepy right now. That's a good sign.
You look a little sleepy.
He always does.
I'm on.
That's
I'm
racist.
also on. I'm also on some dialed kratom. So if I drink enough of this,
Oh, yeah.
my eyes get a little low. You know what I'm saying? I drink enough of this shit. That's not why we use it. Don't take too much, people. That's not responsible. But
I
every
tried
once in a
some of
while-
those dialed drinks and like they're pretty strong actually. Like I think they have like 125 megs of extract in the whole can.
Damn,
Or,
yeah,
like,
that's a
maybe
lot
100, which is quite a bit. I mean,
for sure.
So full disclosure, I'm just trying to be honest. In my head, I'm like, okay, at some point, I'm gonna have to start weaning down from this, right? I can't just keep going full throttle on fucking kratom and fladenafil and fucking phentermine. You know, I fuck with that phentermine.
you're
No
still
more
using
Adam.
that?
Yeah, sometimes when I'm like,
Bro, no, that's not good for you.
No, that's not good.
Chronic
no,
amphetamine use is not good.
no more Adderall. I cut out the Adderall. So
what's up with the dick? You still using dick pills or what?
Oh,
I use the Cialis. Like I've been using it for pump right now for like pump
Yep.
in the gym. It just so happens that it also helps, to send the message as well. But
It sends a message. Yeah.
it sends a message.
Isn't it funny how popular that's become against like the young fucking fuckboy fit influencer kids? Like everyone promoting Cialis.
You gotta be careful though, because if you go numb to it, what happens when you actually need it? Right? Like,
Well, you know what's actually kind of scary is like that generation, like Gen Z, they are so like they've had access to internet for like their whole lives, right? So
Yeah.
they are just awash in pornography. Like the
Yeah,
pornography
yeah.
consumption in that generation is insane. And if you look at like statistics, like the amount of sex that generation is having is way lower than ours and way
Mhm.
lower than the generation that came before us. But like their porn consumption is through the roof, and they all have ED, but not all of them. But like there's a shitload of kids with ED because of it. You know,
Yeah,
these are like
Yeah.
they can't get
18, 20
themselves
year olds.
yeah, they can't get themselves stimulated or aroused because they've been watching girls do fucking ass to mouth facial since they're fucking
Yeah,
8 years old.
Yeah,
man.
it's super twisted, man.
Yeah, it's fucked up. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like an ass to mouth facial as much as the next guy. But like if I was pumping that since I was fucking in or grade school, it's fucked up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
porn. I think porn is a slippery slope. A lot of people just say, "Nah, it's normal for men to watch porn." I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna say it's not, but I mean, how much porn are we talking? Are we talking once a week? If you're doing it every day, I think that's
Hey,
only leads
hey,
to bad.
we've all been in a rut and it doesn't
For
feel
sure.
good.
No,
It's
to
like
be honest, mentally, I can't get myself to do it because I feel like a loser. I'm not saying you're a loser if you watch porn, but me personally, if I sit there, a grown ass man, I kind of feel like a loser. Like when you're done, you're kind of like, yeah, that's kind
yeah.
of
And then you
yeah.
like walk out the door to start your day like this.
you know,
Like everyone knows.
it doesn't feel good. In my head, I'm like, okay, I'm a healthy young man. I should I shouldn't have to resort to this
it
shit.
it's also one of those things that like if you actually detox and like because I'll watch porn every once in a while, whatever it is what it is. But if you don't for like 2-3 weeks, and then it's like I see
Better.
my wife's tits, I'm like, damn, look at these fucking tits, dude.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you get
yeah.
fucking, you're like, oh, I forgot what actually arouses me. Like these are normal
100%.
things that it's supposed to trigger these responses that just don't if you're overly consuming these things. Like I'm not fucking no fap gang. I'm not demonizing porn, but I will say there's
No.
definitely an effect for sure.
Yeah.
I don't
How?
personally watch it at all anymore because like I noticed the effect that it has on me and like my
Your
relationship and like
relationship for sure, dude. Definitely.
frankly
I
I need to be able to put out enough
Yeah.
in my
Yeah.
situation that like fuck no.
Facts.
yeah, we spent
Facts.
enough time like bodybuilding where we have no interest in fucking our old ladies. So like
Mhm.
in these off season periods when things are normal and like you actually have estrogen in your system, you need to be able
Yep.
to fuck.
Yeah. Because if you can't, bad things happen, and I've seen it happen to a lot of bodybuilders. You don't want those bad things to happen to your relationship. So,
Yeah.
make sure your dick works. Don't overdo the Cialis pre-workout, and stop watching all that porn, man. You better than that. You
Yeah.
better.
Porn is whack.
Exactly.
Bro.
All right. I was gonna say, yeah. So speaking of shredded, which we were speaking about that like 20 minutes ago, but I'm trying to keep that segue in there. Um, yeah, I wasn't actually a fan of this guy's physique for his first few years, but now I am. Now I'm sold. What am I talking about? You guys know what I'm talking about. No.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh, no guesses. Okay.
Is it a
Boom.
shredded guy?
Well, he's looking
Ah.
he's looking to be on track to be his best by far. And also last year, I think with the first year, I would say he was peeled. Would you guys say that?
Peeled. Yeah. At Tampa, I think was his best.
But I was watching the process, and he did get a bit flat a few times. I don't see any. Well, I mean, he could be flat. He could just be actually bigger, but he doesn't appear to be flat at any point. Just leaner and bigger, better. His back used to be a weakness. All this shit used to be like hollow. He didn't have any of this. It was like he had traps, he had a little bit of terries, and then all this was empty. Now all this shit is filled in, and
Sometimes, yeah, look at that. I mean, it's definitely an improvement. But sometimes with guys like him, where his shoulders and arms are so fucking crazy, it can make his back look shallow because he's got so much depth and detail through his fucking gigantic arms.
100%.
So like it's kind of an uphill battle. Like a guy like him has to have really good back where, a guy like Stu whose arms suck, it doesn't really matter,
Exactly.
Sure.
Yeah,
Everything
very
sucks,
true.
actually.
So backstage, I don't get an arm pump. When my arms are pumped, my back looks small. So
Oh, really?
yeah. So I try to get a back pump, which is probably not very usual. My back it looks like I have a back when it's pumped and it's full. If I go flat, shit starts to melt. So you gotta know yourself. But I think this is incredible.
He
I
looks
think
good.
this hella, yeah.
He just
Calves,
seems
hamstrings.
he
You know
seems
what
to
it
just
is?
be in a better place mentally this year for sure.
You know what it is?
Yeah,
Shaved his
I,
head.
I know exactly what it is. Yep.
That's why he looks bigger. Yeah.
Ball hunter is different. Ball hunter is different. Let me see. And he's doing Italy and then possibly one more show. I heard.
I don't think he's good. I think he's gonna go smoke Italy, then come home. I mean, that's
Yes.
what I would do.
I don't remember if he said he was doing both because I think with the Europa show in England that he's also considering doing. Ben knows somebody over there that like they'd be staying with, so he might still do it regardless. He's going to be like 5 weeks out from the O at that point from at Italy, right? So
Is it 1 week away or 2? I think it's the next week, isn't it?
ugh, don't ask me.
Who knows?
Yeah, I think it's like 10 or 9 days away now.
Yeah.
No, I mean apart though, like from Italy show to UK is 1 week, right?
I don't know.
Because if it was
I think
2
so.
weeks, I don't know that I'd spend 2 weeks over there to do that. But if it's 1 week,
yeah.
I probably would just do it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, I don't think he's gonna have. I don't think anybody's gonna contest him at all. Is Neckzilla confirmed? I don't. Neckzilla, he's a little. He seems to be a little. It's hard to know what his next move is.
Yeah, he's about as reliable as our friend Carlos on shows. I love Carlos, but it seems like every time we just never fucking know what he's doing.
You don't know. So I don't know if he's doing it. But honestly, Neckzilla is not being Hunter. At least this version of Hunter.
No.
Neckzilla is not being him.
It'd be one thing, people talk about Neckzilla and his legs and his size, but like, look at his legs. Look at this fucking guy's legs. And it's Hunter's fucking big. Hunter's big, so it's not like he's gonna be super outsized.
He won't be. Neckzilla is big as fuck. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
But I gotta be honest. I don't think his size is gonna negate anything from Hunter. As big as he is, he's not like, it wasn't like Ramy where the shoulders were this wide, so he's standing next to you and he makes you look narrow. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he's big in certain places, but I don't think he's like, I think Andrew is more imposing than Neckzilla, even though Neckzilla is more muscular.
In some ways, his size works against him. The size of his quads make his shoulders look even more narrow.
Like this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like a T-Rex, I don't think that. Yeah, where Andrew comes in like this. So I don't, you know what? Pound for pound, is he really more muscular than Hunter? Like, it's distributed. His legs, I guess, are, but I don't know. Hunter on his own body seems like more filled out in the right places.
Dude, I don't know.
My
It's
opinion.
like white guy muscle and black guy muscle.
Go that side tricep.
Different.
Right there in the middle, yeah. Oh, it's a video, but yeah.
I think I like that. I think I like the new school one because you see his hamstring drop.
I don't like the back leg behind side tricep. It looks way better when he hits it normal.
I've never been a fan of it. I think it looked really good on Dorian, so everybody wants to try it, but I don't think it's a good pose, honestly.
No.
Joe does it pretty well. Palacios. I like how it looks on him, but even him, he probably would look better showing his drop. I think everybody would.
It's pretty rare that it looks better on somebody, in my opinion.
Good point.
It's just so fucking hard to hit. That's why I've hit the leg back one in the past, because I can't like twist properly.
It's hard to keep my fucking knees pointing forward when I try to rotate the upper body. Yeah, so I end up pointing my leg towards the judges on that side tricep, and then I make my leg look fucking even smaller than it is. So I've struggled with it.
I like how Justin presents his physique. It looks classy. It's not too slow, not too fast. It's not over the top, too dramatic. It gets straight to the point, but it flows really well. And for a physique like yours, I think your posing has to be good because, right? Like, if you have an artistic looking physique with bad posing, that looks weird.
Yeah, it'd be kind of a shame to have like really nice shape and not be able to fucking like hit a nice front double. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Like low key aesthetic wise, man. I was actually looking at your page the other day. I'm like, damn, I don't know if anybody actually has in the open has a waist to shoulder to arm ratio like that. Like your arms compared to your waist, it almost doesn't make sense. Like his arm is the size of his waist.
Pretty wacky.
That's it. This man, at some point, you're gonna look like this, but what 20 pounds heavier.
But big enough to actually matter. I fucking hope so.
I mean, unfortunately, like in the pro ranks, I still feel like they sizes first. I think you come out, is he big enough? Yes.
Matters.
Yeah,
well, I think you know your average pro show. It's not the most important thing, but when it comes to the Olympia, dude, it matters a lot. There's so many guys that I was like, if this guy was at Chicago, I'd have beat him. Like I looked at Hassan, who was 11th or whatever, and he was fucking, no offense, dude, not in good shape. He was posing and like stumbling and shaking. I was like, dude, if this guy was at Chicago, he'd been 5th. This package.
You're absolutely right.
He was such a freak show, so much muscle that like he kind of had to be in that second call out with those guys. I understood it. It upset me. Look at that first shot. Look how bad my back was. Dude, do you remember we were both preparing for the same show?
The 2019 Emerald Cup, yeah.
yeah, right there in the middle, up one right in the middle. Shit. Yeah, it was my first show ever on the left. So if anybody wonders where my back was when we first started, that's it.
Hey, Justin, are your hips back or are you flexing your glutes?
Hips are pushed back a little bit. I mean, I'm flexing the glutes, but like, yeah, I just find if I crank my glutes all the way in, I lose my adductors and my hams look thin.
Man, it's hard to decide because I look at both and I'm like, when I squeeze my glutes, my hamstring pops, my glute lines come in, but when my hips go back, it's just more mass. Everything, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a happy medium. I've done it to where I like push too far back and I've got no lines.
Yeah.
But I feel like right now I've got it to a position where I don't really have to struggle to find it anymore. I used to fucking play with it where you'd watch me on stage or posing where you could see I was trying to find that position, but now I just locked into it pretty comfortably.
Yeah.
Like a guy like Regan hasn't really figured out his. I feel like he does a really good job.
He does. Watching Nick, he squeezes his glutes, but not too hard. I feel like he gives it like a 40% squeeze in his glutes.
Yeah, you can't like fucking crank him in like you got diarrhea and you're trying not to shit yourself. Like there's a happy medium for sure.
Such a good way to put it. Yeah.
The only people who can get away with that are Lunsford and Flex Lewis.
Yep, Derek and Flex. Yeah, that's about it.
Flex used to stand there and then hit it hard. He would like boom and just like like he would like hit the pole like a punch. He would just boom and it would come in. He's like, holy fuck. Yeah, but they also have like, I mean, when your glutes are that peeled, it's like you kind of have to show it.
It's a superpower that you got to fucking show off. And I don't get those crazy deep lines in my glutes. So like, even if I hit them cranked in all the way, it just doesn't really give more detail.
And to be honest, bro, take my word. Don't try to get it because you're gonna lose everything else. Even if you do get it, because that was the goal. I have to get the lines in. You get it, and you look at the rest of your body. You're like, what I lost to get that was not worth it. Literally, you'll be like, the trade off wasn't worth it.
Sure, they care. You know, if the rest of your physique is good enough, it's a party piece. If you got like Derek Lunsford glutes, but it's
I mean, I'll get lines in my glutes, but not just like credit card deep lines, that type of shit. You know?
Yeah, but like Stu's right though, because look at the lineups. Derek
Nick doesn't get like super deep lines.
No, I mean, Hadi did at one point at that Vancouver show at 212, but that look only got him, but that look didn't win the Olympia for him. That look was getting him like 4th.
Yeah,
the look that does get him the Olympia is when everything else is rounded up and his glutes actually.
You look at some of those old packages he brought back then when he was getting 4th, and they were so good.
It was a thing. Me personally, I think that look was it, but he was placing better with less lines in his glutes. Andrew tried to bring it in at that Arnold, got a little bit stringy, and now now it's a better overall look. Samson, I don't know if Samson ever tried to bring in the glutes. I don't know if he is trying to. I don't know if he is trying or he's just like fuck it.
I think we saw it like a few different times. Like I think Romania, he was definitely pretty lean, and he just almost. I mean, I hate to use the word stringy because he's such a big guy, but a stringier version than what we saw him. And then like Arnold UK, he was definitely not as full and had better conditioning, but not as imposing. So it's like what's actually the value that he brings to stage. Like I think what Samson brings is being fucking overpowering and full and crazy blast. Like so, I think without that, maybe that's not the better package. I don't know.
This Samson Milos thing is getting out of control. Man, it's just a coach situation. It's still going. Now, Milos was on the Menace podcast, and he was just upset because he's getting all these messages of people saying, "Hey, you tried to kill Samson because you gave him 2 diazides within 2 days." God. And then Milos feels like Samson is the one telling people this. I don't know if Samson, he doesn't, because somebody asked him, I forgot what channel it was, was it Nick's channel? It was one of the reporters, and the message he sent, he was talking about all the respect he has for Milos. Somebody knocking on the door? Oh, hold on, motherfucker, give me 1 second. 1 second.
Doggy time.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still going on. I watched like Dennis and them on the Menace podcast talking about it, and they were like talking about his wife coaching him. They're like, there's no fucking way his wife is coaching him. He's like, I'm not gonna listen to that shit. She ain't fucking coaching him. Like, damn, they're kind of going hard.
This is just, it's like high school level drama. It's like,
I know.
You can't like break up and be civil. Like, no, you got to form clans and argue with each other.
Yeah, or just don't fucking touch it. Just leave it alone. But yeah, I think
boring sport, dude. We need something to talk about. So
I know. Unfortunately, I do think Milos gets like the shit end of the stick. I think people are.
He also takes shit very personal.
Yeah,
like, he goes in for his guys.
Yeah,
so
he is biased coach.
Yeah. So where was that?
Yeah, so Milos or something.
No, it was a letter from my roommate. I guess certified letter. But yeah, so Milos believes that he has reason to believe that Samson is spreading this. I don't feel like Samson will be telling strangers that Milos tried to kill him. It seems a little weird, but it could be. I don't know. All I know is like that chapter is over. I think they should just leave it alone. If he feels like that, that's his feelings, and his feelings are valid. My only thing is that he was a second call out guy in Europe, and then he became Arnold Classic winner. And then the moment he gets second to literally the best bodybuilder in the world, that Hadi was the best bodybuilder in the world.
Yeah.
And then he leaves him, and all of a sudden, well, how come the dive wasn't an issue before that? When you're winning, it's not an issue, but if you lose to somebody who nobody else can beat, literally. You
guys ever been close at a show where you're like, maybe you did a little something before finals that you wouldn't have done if you weren't close? You go, well, I mean, let's try to push for a little more dryness because we might be able to win this fucking thing.
For sure.
Like, is what it is. Where if you weren't, like me coming into finals of the Olympia, I didn't do anything silly. I was fucking fighting for last place. I didn't care. I just coasted right in. But
you have to try, especially if the only thing holding you back is your dryness. You kind of have to listen, man. Samson is Nigerian. He's not going to get hurt from diuretics. Like a Nigerian could take 10 diazides and be completely fine. I mean, listen,
you're gonna have some Nigerian kids fucking a week after the show going, fuck it.
So for Samson to get that condition, okay, maybe Hadi can go on a show with no diuretics and drinking water and sodium and be that have that look. Samson can't do that. Samson is going to have to do something extreme to get that look. Don't kill yourself, but it's gonna take something extreme. And two diazides spread across 2 days.
Not the craziest thing I ever heard. I'll tell you that.
No, exactly.
Is that what you're saying happened?
Well, Milo's saying that's what he gave him. That's all he gave him. So I don't know.
I've taken 2 diazides. I did not with Matt, but I've taken it. 2 diazides.
I've taken 2 diazides in a day.
Hell yeah, dude.
I don't recommend it though, but
I think maybe so that's what my fucking mic's falling. That's what Milo said. Is that he gave him was 2 diazides?
Yep.
Because I think that people are just jumping to their own conclusions because Samson made that one video talking about how they did something that made him uncomfortable between finals, and then like, talking about his fucking health, even though he just had a cold, but I think it was just how Samson put it out there. Like, I don't necessarily blame Samson. I don't think it was his like agenda to make Milos look bad, but like leaving the coach and then talking about what happened between finals and prejudging and then going to the hospital and telling everyone that your health is declining. It's like those fucking three things right in a row painted a pretty bad picture.
Mm-hmm. And
Here
then
we are, bodybuilding tabloids feeding into it.
And then I felt like it was something super simple that just went way too far. They could have, listen, we're all grown men. At the end of the day, if I have any friction with any of y'all, I'm gonna just talk to you. Like, I'm literally, especially if I was that close to you, I'm gonna be like, hey Stu, listen, man, there's no hard feelings. I don't know how you feel, but like, there's no hard feelings. You don't want to do the podcast anymore. Like, I get it.
You know, fuck you, but yeah.
No, fuck you, pay me.
Yeah. But if it's like we're going back and forth online on podcasts, like, Stu doesn't, like, we're grown adults. I don't know. That's just like, it can be squashed so easy, and we can agree to disagree. But like, we're just not going to be friends. We're not going to talk, but we just do it off air. I don't think that's necessary.
People get so invested in these relationships. Like I had like a fucking year straight of the Fuad stuff. Like, fuck it. Every Q&A, I still get asked if me and Fuad have made it up. We're still friends. I'm like, damn, dude. Like,
don't worry about it.
It's all good. And like, it's like in life that shit happens. Like, how many times you're not friends with dudes you were friends with in high school or whatever? Shit happens.
It happens all the time.
It does.
And with coaching, this is why I like Compton. I work with Compton on and off, like, for, I don't know, since like 2017, 2018. Nothing is personal. He's not taking anything personal. Like,
yeah.
If today I was like, hey, Compton, I want to try something different. I want to try working with Milos. Okay, yeah, cool. He's not gonna make. We're also friends. We're friends, and then he's my coach. It's two separate things. So if you're no longer my coach and we're not friends anymore, we were never really friends. I got news for you. So we're actually, I believe we're actually friends. So even when we weren't working together, we still chatted. We still broke bread. And then like off season, I work with him lightly, but I kind of do my own thing. So he doesn't. That to me is respect. He respects me as a man, respects me as a friend. It's not that deep.
Yeah.
But
I think there was obviously some trust issues with Milos and Samson. I mean, even Samson came out later and said that his wife picked him for a show that Milos thought he picked him. Yeah, so it's like there was those weird things where they were kind of doing their own thing. And I think maybe that was just Samson afraid to communicate that they wanted to try their own thing. Like you just said, you're like, I'm able to tell him that, like, hey, I want to do my own thing. Maybe he didn't feel like he could do that. Unfortunately. Yeah. And that sometimes that's just a personality thing. You have some people, you're like, why the fuck didn't you just tell me, dude? Like shit happens. You're just like, just communicate. So obviously there was some, maybe not necessarily, doesn't necessarily have to be trust issues, but maybe he just wanted to try something new and he didn't know how to fucking do it. And then now it just kind of blew up into something bigger than it needed to be.
Justin, you're with Matt. Is there anything that Matt could do that would make you want to leave him? I mean, besides fucking, like, not like killing somebody or something crazy like that.
Dude, I don't know. I mean, like, shit happens. I mean, like, we didn't exactly nail it last year on these shows, and it didn't make me feel like I would need to find somebody else. Like, we had data based on what happened at both the shows, and I'm excited. Like, I have faith in Matt. Matt knows what the fuck he's doing. Everyone knows Matt's legit.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like. I think that's also like an insecurity thing. Some people, if they don't nail it right away, they just gotta fuck off and find someone else right away. Like, I'm secure in the relationship with Matt, and like we've had communication and conversations about this stuff. Like I feel very confident with him.
And then also the context, like, why didn't you nail it, right? Because sometimes some things are out of your control. Like, some people get angry, but it's like, bro, you just don't have enough muscle. Like, he can only work with what he has. You can't fault him for that, So certain things, I'm like, yeah, it's gonna take time. But if you really drop the ball like 100%, time and time again,
Yeah.
Oh, then come on, bro. It's still my career. The personal relationship got nothing to do with it.
Yeah. If you're not responding to my check-ins and I'm left high and dry on show day and shit like that, then yeah, of course.
Yeah,
But that's not
yeah.
Matt doesn't operate like that at all.
Very good. So yeah, that's one of those things. Like to leave your coach, I would think there usually would be a reason. But I mean you can just try new things as well. So it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
a
I mean,
reason.
they obviously had some good packages and a lot of good success, but they tried for a few years and a lot of shows between the two of them.
So he
I don't
looks
think
like
I-
he's on.
That chick winning the Rising Phoenix show is fucking crazy, huh?
Oh yeah,
I didn't think.
Angela.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
beat Miss Olympia.
I didn't think anybody was gonna beat Andrea Shaw, but she was definitely more shredded.
Way
I
more
still
shredded,
think
yeah.
I think Shaw had a better physique, but you got to bring everything. This girl is crazy too. The
Yeah.
short one.
That Ivy Strong or whatever that chick's name is.
I think she could be both of them.
She's got a sick
some
physique.
Yeah.
That girl was
Man.
just so hard and honestly posed extremely well. She was pretty dominant, man.
Oh yeah.
Shaking
I'm
things up,
definitely
heading
happy
into the
for her.
Olympia. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Ivy Strong. Let me see. Yeah, she won New York, didn't she?
Yep.
I think this girl can beat everybody.
Dude,
I think
physique is sick.
she beats me. If she beat me on stage, I'll tell you that right now. I'm dead serious. She beats me.
Same. Yep.
Yeah, she beats me too, man.
Look at this. That's insane.
I'll never be as muscular as a black woman.
She's short though. It's not a height contest, but I think they're gonna be more imposing than her. You know?
Her legs are crazy, huh?
Yeah, and she could still be better because she could be even hard. I don't know how hard they want the women.
I think they want them just as hard as the men. I think
In bodybuilding, yes,
Yeah.
they want them all the way
Okay.
conditioned.
Yep,
In women's physique, they want them slightly softer, but they don't always judge it like that.
and then figure they don't really want to see striations. They want to see detail and lines. Sydney's kind of the gold standard for what they want to see in figure.
the hard part is
Which, to be honest, this is kind of like figure conditioning. To be honest,
it is. She's just so blessed genetically that she's gonna. I think she got third at Rising Phoenix. She's still gonna win shows in this condition. Now her peeled, I think she can beat Andrea and the other girl. Honestly,
yeah, she totally could.
Also, the judge.
I think she has better shape and more muscle.
I think so. Yeah. I also like that the bodybuilding girls are coming in like feminine looking and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody cares about that, but me personally, I think that's a good look for the sport. You know, they got the smile going. They're doing the feminine looking posing. You know, they got nice makeup on. I mean, it's
and then also this dude. If you go to the Olympia and you watch all the posing routines, they have the best posing routines.
For sure.
Seriously, like even out of the classic guys, like I watched the women's bodybuilding. Like, dude, these fucking girls put a lot of effort into their posing.
I mean, at the Texas show, even the women's physique girls were killing the fucking routines, and I'm like, damn, that's pretty impressive.
It's fucking cool.
But, yeah, I think she could be next in line if she gets the. But I was gonna say, they can only judge what's there. So sometimes there's a disconnect. You're like, why did this girl win figure? But if she's so much better than the other girls and so in all the aspects, and she happens to be a little bit too shredded, you can't give her fifth place. You're gonna be like, well, she's still better. So then she wins, and now you're like, well, why does she win and she's shredded? Because she's so much better than y'all in presentation and shape and structure that they still have to give it to her. They can't punish her that hard for being lean. You know?
No, people think that they're sending like mixed signals, but it's still who's best on stage that day.
Sometimes they're all soft. So you give it to a girl that's maybe softer than usual. And it's like, why did you pick that? And it's like, so you get to Olympia and there's all these different shapes inside. You're like, how does this happen? It would depend on the show, you know? And like you said, sometimes the Olympia is just different, right? Ross Flanagan beat Tonio at Cal, but at the Olympia, he wasn't close to him. No. And honestly, I think Ross was even better. I think he was even tighter though, you know?
Yeah, that's a trip, right? Because Tonio was what? 8th, 7th?
Yeah, 8th. So
yeah,
it's one of those things that it depends who you stand next to. Okay, well, let me go back.
Out muscle contest.
Okay, it looks like like Samson is on target.
Yep, it does.
I don't want to say best, but let's say sharpest, because we don't know if him being 10 pounds lighter is going to actually look better. We just know that he needs to be leaner. But this is the video. Okay. His glutes, he's not even flexing his glutes in. They're in more than they usually are. So that's a good sign. Shout out Malenka. That's his back isn't, the detail looks insane. Like, he got the most detail I've ever seen in his back. He just doesn't have like the crazy slabs of muscle that a Derek has. That's about it.
Is it? I mean, I'm not trying to be a hater. Is this fucking video edited? I mean, that just does not
like filter.
Yeah, yeah,
for sure. I don't
Patrick
even know how you.
filter.
I don't even
Patrick,
know.
yeah.
Well, no, you definitely, you could definitely filter. You could filter videos on your iPhone.
Yeah, you just do it right on the app.
Yeah, it's definitely filtered. I still think, I feel like all his videos are kind of filtered. No,
He does two things, and this is not to be a Samson hater. I think Samson's fucking amazing. He's third in the world for a reason. But he does check-ins in a mirror, which is like, can be so fucking deceiving, because we all know we take a picture in the mirror, we're like, God damn, I look sick. Turn the camera around at you look like shit. And then he does like kind of edit and filter, which is, it's like, I don't know if you're doing yourself any favors when it comes to showtime.
He's turning up the brightness. Look at how pale those white guys are to the left of him. Like, they're
Yeah.
blinding. And then, we know what he looks like on stage, right?
Yeah.
How dark his skin is.
Mhm.
And that's one of the reasons why he doesn't look as conditioned as some of the white guys.
yeah.
You know what's crazy is like you see the sheer size of his triceps, and then if you've ever seen like him in person, his fucking arms are huge. But then like he throws up a front double, and you're like, yeah, he needs bigger arms. But if you've ever seen, but his arms are so fucking big, it's unbelievable.
It's insane. Yeah, because we're at a level that even if a guy had a weak body part, it's still huge, right? It's like,
yeah,
these guys are next. Look at fucking calves. Like, when did black people start having calves? Is what I want to know, because
when did that update get installed? Like,
I didn't get the memo, because I'm still here with no calves. But since when did that become a thing? Was it possible this whole time and we just didn't think it was possible? It's still high. It's still high inserts. Like, genetically, it's still black guy calves. It's just fucking huge.
Andrews are big too, and most motherfuckers are 4 feet up his leg.
Bro, the shortest inserts in the world. But honestly, it kind of looks good. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, what's the point of getting my calves big if I have 2 inches of calves? But it kind of looks cool. I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, it looks better than
Andrew.
Yeah, it looks better than just having no fucking calf. At least you having you get some
I'm lucky. I haven't trained calves in like 4 years.
Yeah, you got some crazy calves, bro.
Dude,
I know. Yeah,
mine don't look that good, but
I don't need to train them. And then like at the end of a leg day, I'm like, ugh, fuck it. And to be honest, whenever I train them, I tend to get like super tight calves and I get knee issues, so I just leave it alone.
I think Stu's calves look good. I think Stu does have black guy calves. Like, I think it's short.
I don't know if black guy anything else except for maybe hair, but
you close. Yeah, but I honestly, like, seeing you in person, I think your calves actually look really good. They're short, but they look full.
Just got to rock the tall socks, and it's deceiving.
Exactly.
That picture you had pinned to your profile in New York, that was the first year in New York, right?
That was this year.
Oh, that was this year?
Yeah.
You look sick, dude.
What was your best look? You think it's New York or Cali?
Definitely California.
Oh, really?
I don't care what I always get them fucking confused. Tarek and Tamer.
Oh, this is Cali. Cali.
You think this year in Cali?
Yeah, this year.
It just seemed like
really?
it looks like everybody's tan was off, which just tells me the color, the fucking lighting.
It is a stage thing. So everyone there was sprayed with liquid sun rays. Even the people who didn't get tanned by the gal that I got tanned by which is like a certified provider for LSR. And all the tans look pretty good. Mine obviously look better. Because shout out LSR. But yeah, I mean, it was just the backdrop. And I don't know, like you can still see like detail and separations and stuff. This isn't like Chicago lighting. That made you guys all look terrible.
Oh my god, man. That was so bad.
That was pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. That was pretty.
But,
I mean,
you can still see
it was such a fucking bummer to win your pro debut and everyone would be like, "You suck."
Yeah.
Yo, to add insult to injury, this year Chicago, they had perfect 9K footage.
Dude, I was so pissed seeing all this like epic footage and all these fucking sick pictures coming out of Chicago. Like,
bro,
fuck, dude.
This
I got
year,
screenshots from live streams is all I got.
Bro, this year they legit looked even better in the video than they did in person. Like,
yeah,
it was. Did you see Mo in that video? You're like, holy fuck, Mo looks like Miss Olympia. Like,
I know.
they had the most. Last year they gave you the worst of the year, and this year they had like one of the best, which is kind of
it was fucking it was so bad.
It's fucked up. Now, California, there was no video first of all at all.
There was. There
was.
Yeah, so they recorded everything. They have that footage. You had to pay like $200 to get 45 seconds of yourself on stage, though.
I see what's going on.
They were recording all of it. They could have live streamed it if they wanted to, but they didn't. I saw the fucking guy with looking at the camera feed backstage. They were recording the whole thing.
So weird.
Oh, we just didn't see anything. Okay.
Yeah.
That's really that's nice.
Completely inane, dude.
Stuart, are you taking the year off?
I'm done for this year. I'm gonna compete in 25 though.
Are you okay? I thought I read somewhere that you're taking 2025 off.
No.
Okay.
Or the Generation Iron.
Yeah, probably was.
Hey, but yeah, Stu might be. I don't think I've ever seen Stu with this much lines in his glutes, right? I think.
Yeah, but I don't have any adductors. Like, not really. So I don't know. We were talking about like how to pose your glutes earlier. I only have that one line there, right? So I may as well pop my hips back a little bit and like get some adductor going because I'm never gonna have that.
Yeah, this past prep, I started shooting my hips back, and I thought it looked way better. But then when they came to show day, my glutes were in, and my glutes never been in. So I was like, I just got to flex the glutes. I have to now. I have to flex the glutes. But moving forward, I don't think I will because when your glutes are in, you still see. It looks the same. Like you see with Justin, like you see the same amount of lines that you would see if you flex it. Like, you know what I'm saying? If that's not like your strong point, you don't really get more lines by flexing it. So might as well not flex it. You know, some people don't flex it at all. They just flex their hamstrings. You know, but
I just found that like in my rear relax, my glutes and hams looked way better. And then so I just kind of started emulating what I was doing in my rear relax because I would do a rear relax. They would look thick, filled in, and then you just drop that one leg back, crank it in, and they look like shit.
And it fucks up. Yeah,
you know.
But yeah, shout out to Stu. We gotta divide
real quick. Scroll down there a little bit. That to the right, up one, up. Isn't that a cool shirt? Don't you want to buy that shirt?
Oh, it's sick, dude.
Yeah, everybody.
That's a real nice shirt.
Go buy your shirts at beefstew.net. I have a big box of them, and I need to get it off.
Nobody's buying these goddamn things.
I've actually sold more than I thought I would, but
that's awesome.
I've still got like 100 of them. So I've sold a lot more 3Xs than I thought I would. I only got like 15 of those because I figured, fuck it, no one's that big, right? And I think I got like 7 left.
So. I did. I guess in my head, I didn't do the right logic. I got mostly 3Xs, and I didn't realize that because I'm like, all my friends are 3-4Xs, right? So people who watch the podcast aren't 3Xs. So everybody's like, do you got medium? I'm like, damn, no. So I had to go order like
mediums. Who wears mediums, dude? That's crazy.
You should shame them by only having larges and up.
Fuck those dudes. I mean, even my wife wears a fucking XL or 2X, and I mean, she likes big ass shirts, but like,
yeah. Well, see, even a few girls got it, and I'm like, why would a girl want a t-shirt from us? You know,
I have received no orders from females. So
I don't know. In my head, I didn't. Okay, I also didn't realize before the podcast that there's women who follow open bodybuilding. I thought men follow men bodybuilding and women follow women's. I didn't realize women follow the men closely, right? I guess I didn't know any better. I didn't know that was a thing. So when I see like bikini competitors, like, yeah, I love this and I like when you have this person on, I'm like, really? Wow, okay. I didn't think that was a thing.
there's women watching this shit. What?
Yeah, that's strange to me, but I don't know. I guess I miscalculated. All right, that's enough for Stu. Was it Vancouver?
Oh
Or
God, why'd you have to pull that up?
but
Yeah,
what looks bad about this?
Just
The lighting maybe is dark.
You look like you're just working on cars.
Yeah, he does. He does.
I have a shitty beard on my face.
You look like a fucking mechanic.
But what
After a hard day of wrenching them.
His afro is twice the size of New York somehow.
Yeah, I didn't get a haircut. Actually, well, Jay gave me a trim on my sideburns. That was about it. So.
Hey, this isn't a bad look. Did anybody say this was a bad look, or it's just more?
I could tell. Just looking at check-in pictures beforehand, and like, it just wasn't good.
Yeah, you said your body was not playing ball coming this prep.
I mean, look at like you were looking at those pictures earlier in
see it like leg
California.
detail.
Yeah, like hamstring, my glutes, that line in my glutes is nowhere near as deep. Just there's just kind of a film over everything, and I don't have like pop to me, you know.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, but it's not.
It wasn't. It's not some like horrible showing. You still look pretty damn good, dude.
Yeah, it's not like he fell apart. Like at least to me when I'm looking at. But we talked about it last time. Stu is very in between. He's not like the mass monster. He's not the shape guy. He's not the hard as nails guy. He's not the bursting full guy. He's kind of like
I'm like a 6 out of 10 on all those boxes, and that is not going to win you any shows. You know, it's like, that's a good bodybuilder. Good job, buddy. You'll get the first call out, but you're not going to win shows like that.
So when you look at your physique, what do you think it is you need to do to push yourself into that?
More muscle. Circle? Like, I mean, just kind of everywhere, because I'm not like out of balance. I'd say that my back still needs work. My arms used to be way shittier. They're not.
No, your arms are actually pretty good now.
Yeah, they're up to par at least. But yeah, it's just more everything. And I, talked about, or we've alluded to this on previous episodes. Like, I'm just gonna kind of center this off season, because I've been the last 3 years or so, my doses have been about the same. So if I bump that up 25, 30%, is that what gets me to the next level? I mean, my blood work's been consistently under control. I won't say good. Well, it's good for a bodybuilder. It's not perfect, but it's not concerning for me. And I want to get this shit out of the way before I'm 30. These pushes that if I need to make them, because I was 250 on stage this year, right? Maybe I need to be 260.
Well, you'll stand out. You'll stand out at 260.
Yeah.
You're already fucking humongous, man. You're super heavily muscled. Yeah. I think for you, it's just
look like that. I don't know. Like,
I think
it'll line up. It looks better, but
yeah, I know. I think maybe on stage, but like you in person, it's very obvious you're fucking humongous. I think I see you in a lineup, you look big. It's just, I think from behind, you just need to be thicker through the back. I think that's like the only thing that's really hurting you.
Yeah, start deadlifting again. I'm actually probably gonna start doing that.
Yeah,
more muscle can solve most problems in bodybuilding.
Well, I remember.
What the fuck else am I gonna do?
It was actually you, Stu, that told me. You were like, "Hey, man, I know you need to bring your back." The one thing that helped me was like deadlifting heavy, and you told me to deadlift heavy, and then I was like, "All right."
And then I stopped doing it.
And then you stopped deadlifting heavy.
It's hard, man. When it deadlifting and contest prep feels better. Off season, when I'm big,
getting down to the bar is fucking tough when you're fat, dude.
Man, it's really hard. The most I can do is one working set, but honestly, if you get a good working set, that's really all you need.
Yeah,
You know,
but not just that, even just like putting plates on and off. You know, when we're like ballerinas dancing around, slapping plates on machines like that in the off season, I walk across the gym with a plate. I'm like, fuck, I'm tired.
I need an assistant.
Yeah, seriously. And right now I don't have a training partner, so I'm training by myself. So if I put 5 plates on the bar or 10 plates on the leg press, I'm taking all fucking 10 off by myself. Yeah,
we
fucking
we
annoying.
need a pin selected deadlift machine by fucking Panada. Panada, go hook it up or New Tech.
How do you guys feel about? I feel like Panada is overrated. I don't like that. I don't really like any of their equipment.
I haven't used a lot of it, honestly. I much prefer New Tech.
Yeah,
I mean, I've used it. It's also just seems more utilitarian. Aesthetically, I prefer it. Like the Panada stuff is very pretty, just like a Ferrari or an Alfa Romeo is very pretty, and they are not built to last.
No, they're not.
Those cars.
Yeah.
And
the Panada stuff isn't either. I've heard nothing but horror stories of people breaking down. I'm not sitting here trying to talk shit about Panada, but I just didn't know how you guys felt because I've like a few pieces and it's good, but like I feel like New Tech's one of those that I've used almost every piece, and I'm like, dude, they're all really fucking good. That's pretty rare.
If I see a Panada machine at the gym, I'll probably do a pull down or something on it, but it's not something I'm like, oh, these machines are it. With New Tech, I'm like, this is the shit. Any New Tech machine I've used, I'm like, this is literally the shit.
Fucking good.
You know,
I mean, I'd rather walk in and see a gym fully loaded with like 90s Cybex stuff.
Oh yes,
you know.
Oh, one of the gyms I go to, it's a 24-hour Kiko gym. Just that alone is hardcore to me, motherfucker. I just walked the fucking at 12 midnight. You know,
fuck yeah,
and it's full. It's full of Icarian and Nautilus and flags, and that it just makes me feel happy inside. I just feel happy.
Sometimes you'll go to those like old, like a fucking rundown LA Fitness or something, and it's fully loaded with like Cybex and Nautilus and fucking flags, and you're like, and you know, people they're waiting to spend a bunch of money and upgrade and have it be nothing but all matching Life Fitness, like. But
you know what?
I love that shit.
You're right. I don't even want that shit to match. Just throw that bitch in there.
No.
One is black, one is gray. You know,
yeah.
You hang up some flags on the ceiling with some bodybuilding photos. I'm sold. I'm fucking sold, bro.
Yeah,
that's my kind of thing. But LA has more of the trendy, newer gyms. You see some Panada, you see some Arsenal, man. Hit or miss for me. Shoulder press is great.
It's more of a miss. It's more of a miss if I'm being perfectly honest. The shoulder press is good.
It's good.
It's like but like that like chest press that you can put 12 plates aside on. Like, oh my god,
you can put because there's no gravity. Gravity isn't putting together. The weights are fucking moving sideways. You can move.
They just move forward. Back.
It's like this. I'm like, bro, I can put 12 plates on it, and I have to really slow it down to fill any weight because if not, I can move that shit all day. You know, the bicep preacher curl machine is horrendous. You're gonna tear your fucking bicep off. Don't use that machine.
Adductor machine. I tried using that thing. I was like, I'm gonna blow my dick off on this thing. This thing fucking it's so bad.
It is bad. We sitting here just trashing these.
I know. I'm sorry to add that.
But shout out New Tech.
No, New Tech is the shit.
New Tech's dope.
Who would you buy like a car from? Would you buy it from fucking Ferrari or would you buy it from Kia? If you need to drive it every single day, what are you going to do? You're going to get a Kia.
Of course.
It's got a 100,000 mile warranty and it's simple and boring and it works.
You just want that 95 Honda Civic that just never stops.
That's
running.
it.
Exactly. Now, if Japan made exercise equipment, put everybody out of business, just like they did with cars.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
The Arsenal Humbler is good, but there's better chest supporter bros, even though that's pretty good, but they are better chest supporter.
I'd say like Atlantis, New Tech. Those are the two best in the game as far as I'm concerned.
Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. All right.
Hey, speaking of gyms, Justin, have you moved out of your private little thing, or are you still there?
I still have my little private spot. We secured a lease on a new location. To be honest, it's like a super nice bougie location that I'm probably gonna go like super ultra modern and nice on because that's just kind of the business model.
Okay.
So there won't probably be flags hanging in like pictures. Maybe I might throw a picture of Dorian up. I kind of got to pay some respect, but it'll be a little more of a new age gym. But you know, I've got so much like old, like Nautilus stuff that I love, and like old like Body Master shit I have in storage. That I'm definitely rocking in my gym. Like I won't just do like an all brand new gym.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
good.
And that's in Portland.
No, it's in Southern Oregon, so in Grants Pass.
Okay.
How far is
I'm
Klamath Falls from Grants Pass?
like 90 minutes heading east.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I'm mapping the route from Seattle to Dallas, and we're gonna be going through Klamath Falls
Okay.
on the way down. So that's a little too far out of the way. I
Yeah,
think.
no, it's out of the way. And Klamath Falls is like in the middle of fucking nowhere. There's nothing out there. I'm
That's
surprised.
so you're like on the west of the mountains, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Klamath Falls is on the east.
Yeah. So it's like you head a little southeast from me. So I'm like almost
Okay.
to the coast, and there's southeast. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We've been on for a little minute. You guys want to do a couple questions?
Yeah. So
A couple more. Okay. Any tips on improving mood and energy at the tail end of prep?
Hammer Kratom.
Hey, I mean it worked for me. I was completely just antisocial the whole prep. The last 2 weeks, I had a couple of friends force me out, and I just took a bunch of kratom, and I actually enjoyed it, man. I actually enjoyed it. So I'm not saying you should do that, but
it can definitely be mood uplifting. It can definitely help you push through some hard cardio sessions. It can definitely make you talkative when you're not talkative.
talkative.
You know,
Yeah.
like it can make you a little more social for sure.
Oh, you
And also, I know
you-
a lot of people also use it for sleep, but it doesn't really work well for me for sleep.
Oh yeah, they have I know they have that sleep one with I guess both companies. Dial have the sleep one, and so does the
Uprising.
Uprising. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't think about it like as a sleep relaxing
Yeah.
kind of drug.
It kind
Are
of
you-
gets me wired. You know what I mean?
It does.
Yeah.
It gets my brain going. Are you with any companies?
Yeah, I'm with Uprising. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
okay,
I mean,
okay.
I use it every morning with my cardio, and to me, it's like a fucking magic pill for cardio for sure.
It is.
It's a cheat code, dude. I mean, not I'm supposed to do 25 minutes every morning. Like that's kind of on the plan with me and Matt. And about 32 to 40 minutes just because I'm like in a groove and I'm
Bro.
client check-ins and shit. It's just like I don't feel like how sometimes it's just dreadful. You just want to get the fuck off the stepper or
100%.
whatever. I don't really feel that when I'm taking
Bro.
it.
Like I never thought I would say this, but at some points in the prep, I enjoyed the cardio. It was relaxing. It was like it felt good with the kratom. Honestly,
I like it. Yeah, the kratom's good, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's a lot of like controversy around it. People talk about like the addictive properties, and I do know with Uprising we filter out like I forget whatever the alkaloid is, the name that has the addictive properties, but basically filter that out to where it's nothing in there. And I've never experienced anything like that. I'll run it for a few months and then go on a trip for a week and not have it. And I've never felt any adverse effects.
I didn't use any in Texas. I was fine. I was talkative. Yeah, it's not. I mean, I don't. To each his own. You got to know yourself. I have a client that won't take it, but he has a severe history of addiction.
For sure. Yeah.
It doesn't mean that he couldn't take it and be fine, but he's learned the hard way that he's not trying anything whatsoever. And
smart.
You got to respect that. You got to respect that.
I mean, you can't abuse anything, dude. You abuse pre-workout and you can fucking kill yourself.
Exactly. Exactly.
So if you've got an addictive personality, then stay away from shit like that.
Even though outside looking in, the amount of shit I take just to stay awake and focused sounds alarming, but I know myself well enough that at any moment I can go without anything, cold turkey, literally anything, even steroids. Like
it is a bit bizarre in the culture where it's like people are comfortable taking grams of gear and orals and anadrols, and then you mention kratom and they're like, dude,
they go crazy.
Come on,
they go crazy.
Bro. Like chill. It's just like I get a little fucking head rush and do my cardio and feel good, and then 45 minutes later it's gone.
Yeah, but we've had people on the podcast. We literally had Chase Irons talking about 4 or 5 grams of test. Nobody bats an eye. but the moment he says
50 mgs of kratom, yeah, I know.
Whoa, there's no way. It's like
crazy.
It's like he just did 2 grams of training. Nobody got anything to say.
It's crazy. I empathize with a lot of like the addict stories, like people talking about battling with addiction, and I understand that. But I also think it's like a super unregulated market, and there's product out there that's just it's not the same. It's not the same product. So it's not like to make a blanket statement about kratom and lump uprising or some of these other upright or reputable companies is just not fair.
It's crazy. Hey, I'm a trendy bodybuilder. I got dates.
Oh, yeah. You know what I thought that was?
Dates.
I thought those were like little mini hot dogs. Is what I thought.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Hey,
Like, damn, are you going hard?
all the cool bodybuilders are doing dates now, but so I got to join in on the dates.
Yeah.
But I don't see why you would do it on a diet because, bro, those 6 are like 40 carbs.
Yeah, dude.
It's all
Yeah.
sugar.
That's a bad idea on prep. But like, if you don't have the best appetite and you're trying to get in a certain amount of carbs, then great. But I saw guys doing it on prep. I'm like, you must have a great prep if you can fit in dates and that shit.
No shit. Yeah,
You know?
dates. Matt always like if we're trying to drive calories, Matt will throw like naked juices at you, and you drink this much naked juice, and it's like 60 grams of carbs.
I like that.
But it's
Yeah.
healthy.
For me, I usually make my own smoothies, but for clients, yeah, that's like the last straw. I'll do as much clean food as possible. They can't do any more.
Throw some fruit juice.
Maybe, yeah, but
Yeah.
I'll throw some. Sometimes I'll throw a bagel.
Yeah.
I'll throw a toast, maybe some jelly. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but
I mean,
I'll throw in
if
some fruit.
If you can't eat like a English muffin with butter and jam on it at the end of the day on top of your meal, like I feel like that's a super easy thing to get in. So I'll do that, or like 16 ounce of orange juice is like 30 carbs. You know, throw that into the meal.
Yeah, or I'll get the point. I'm like, bro, just drink it. Blend some shit up and drink it. Just protein, oatmeal.
See, I don't encourage that, but like,
Mhm.
dude, if you're gonna miss a meal, then yeah, fucking do it. I think
Exactly.
people go, yeah, last night I just got behind a meal, so I missed a meal. I'm like, no, dude, you consciously skipped a meal. How many times have you guys 10 p.m. You're like, fuck, I got to get 2 meals, and you eat a meal, and then you blend a shake and you pound it right on top of your
Boy.
meal. And go,
There's no
I-
there's no maybe. There's no like maybe I'll miss a meal.
I did it last
There's no-
night. I walked
Yeah.
into bed feeling my fucking stomach was out to here, dude. I was like, fuck, I feel horrible.
Yeah,
Just did like 2 meals at once, you know, like fuck, dude. Sometimes you just have to, man.
there's no missing meals, and it's so easy to get. I literally made cream of ice and then made whey frosting with 3 scoops of whey and drizzled it on top. I got 75 grams of protein and 70 carbs and like a little brownie bowl that literally took like 10 bites. There's no excuse, bro.
Nah,
You
there's
get
no
it.
excuse. Yeah.
Right. How much calorie surplus is too much?
Oh, actually,
Yeah.
something I wanted to say on the last question. They're talking about like when you feel shitty at a prep, keep your head up. Like I notice when I'm at the end of prep, if I force myself to like spend time with other people, like my friends, I am so much happier.
Me
Like
too,
just
yeah.
in general. And like this year, I don't really have any friends up here in Washington because there's like Justin, you know, there's fuck all bodybuilders up here in the
Yeah, I know.
Northwest. There's none of us, and I don't know. I just haven't made friends around here really. Like I was just inside alone all day in my apartment, and it sucked. And
See that? I feel like this sounds kind of like woo woo, but like getting outside is important. I always tell my guy, like, go outside, and this sounds fucking stupid, but like, dude, walk through the grass with your bare feet.
touch grass, motherfucker.
I'm serious, dude. Like, get some sunlight in your face, even if it's fucking rain. Just be outside. Like, that can be such a just a perspective change. Like, so, too many people just lay on the couch and wallow in self pity. Just fucking go outside and walk for 20 minutes.
Mhm.
And no, I know that doesn't count as your cardio, you lazy fuck. Just go walk a little bit, and move. You know?
Hey,
Well, I mean, dude, it's different. It's different
that's my
for
cardio.
it. Does it? I've done plenty of like walking outside where I'm fucking clipping along and I'm 250 and heavy and it's fine. But we're talking about like 180 pound classic kid. It just doesn't work.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, Justin, if you're off season and you have 20 minutes of cardio to do you and you have to walk your dog like 3-4 times, do you count that as a cardio?
I mean, I have a bike in my garage and I ride it every morning, and then I'll also just walk my dog. So no, not really.
I used to when people ask me that, I used to like say, "You a pussy, shut up." But honestly, now with a puppy, bro, I'm tired, bro. So I'm like,
Well, how
maybe
heavy are you though?
That's the thing. Right now, I'm like 275. In correlation to just being, I guess, what 250 not too long ago. I feel like I'm 300 pounds. So I feel very heavy. I'm getting back pumps, which I don't get back pumps at 300. But yeah, but the rate that you gain weight, right? I competed not that long ago, 4 weeks ago. So I'm getting back pumps and I'm tired and I keep sweating. I'm fucking sweating all day. And I'm like,
Dude,
I don't think it'll be beneficial to, I'm like, I don't think it'll be beneficial to add cardio.
I was just sweating like this whole last week. I was sweating like I was fucking a week out.
Bro, I'm like drenching my clothes when I go to sleep. And I'm like, I don't know why this is a thing. I think this is the best place my metabolism has been. I think this is the most food I've eaten at this body weight. But I'm just running hot. I don't think there's a benefit of me doing cardio. I'm walking this guy, like, his bladder is tiny. I'm walking him like every 2 hours, bro. I can't add cardio to that, bro. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I just, for me, I just have my routine where I'm just doing my cardio every morning. And then if I need to take my things, I have 5 acres, so I don't really need to take my dogs on a walk. I let them out and they just fucking run around. But sometimes we'll bomb down the driveway and like walk up and down the road. But then that I do count as cardio because my driveway is like this. So when I'm walking up that thing, then I get my low back gets pumped, my calves get pumped. It's a full body workout. I do some air squats. Call it good. Don't even.
That's why you got the calves.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
yeah,
last
probably.
question. Your top 3 at the O.
In order?
I mean, I guess it's only one. I think we're all gonna have the same top 2. Like, let's be real.
I'll go Hottie, Derek, Nick.
Okay. It's really the third place is probably the only thing that we're really talking. We're debating here because I don't think. I guess the order too.
Yeah, the order.
First.
I mean, Derek. Looking at Derek's most recent updates, it's kind of hard to count that guy out. But god damn it, dude! When we're looking at the last 2 packages that each brought to stage, Hottie Arnold Classic beats Derek 23 for sure. Olympia.
But if it's close, Derek is the poster boy, man.
I know.
I mean, it is. I'm not saying
the federation. I think the federation would like Derek to continue to hold the flag.
And honestly, like they wouldn't be wrong, right? I mean,
no, dude. I mean, that's strategically that's who you want there. I mean, like if you're looking from a strictly business move, like I think he deserved to win last year. I mean, you could have argued, but like nobody was. I mean, other than the Iranians were really upset, but it wasn't some super controversial thing. But if you're a business, which the IFBB is a business, like, man, Derek's a good one.
Yo, I gotta go. My fire alarm just went off. Like,
you good?
For the whole complex. Sorry.
We're gonna sign off. We're gonna sign off anyways. So
okay. I gotta get out of here. Sorry.
No, dude, you gotta give us your top 3. Give us your top 3.
I got Andrew in 3rd.
Nice.
I think Derek will win. So
okay, yeah, that's a good one.
And with that, I'm out.
All right, later.
Bye, guys.
Go buy his shirts.
Yes, please.
Yeah, buy Stu's shirts.
Yeah, you know what? Stu was there in person at Texas too. We all went together.
I
wasn't even thinking about Andrew, but honestly, bro, I know you saw videos and pictures, bro. It's not the same.
Yeah, I know.
It didn't make sense. Literally, we're all cheering, for our people. Go Jordan, and he comes out, and everybody gets silent. And you see Andrew in prejudge, and he almost like smirks. He smiles because he kind of like, oh, everybody got quiet. He almost laughed at it because he came out. He knows he fucking looks crazy, so he kind of
of course.
And then he poses so like it's menacing the way he poses.
I know.
It looks scary because he's this huge guy, but he's going like so slow and calm. He's not breathing, bro. He's like, I don't even know if he's flexing. I'll be honest. It don't even like he's flexing. It looks like he's just there. He's just like this. He's just like you've seen it. He's like And most people pose like that. You'll be like, bro, put some energy to it.
Yeah.
But the way he looks is just menacing. He's like, and you're like, what the fuck am I looking at? It doesn't make sense. And then he's hitting the pole, and you see fibers. I know some people don't think he's in shape. He's in shape. He doesn't have certain lines in his glutes and hams, but he has like all this shit with you see crazy shit going on.
Detail from the front. He has like spiraling fucking striations around his pec here. Like it's wild.
Oh.
It's crazy detail up front.
And then the abs, it looks like he's flexing his abs. I don't think he's flexing his abs. I think he's actually pulling it up. He's not like stretching it out. I think he's here, but it looks like he's squeezing his abs. I don't think he's flexing because even in the last spread, his abs like pop out of his body.
Well,
so
I just remember being backstage at the Olympia and watching him get glazed, and just kind of like standing there like this with his arms up, getting glazed, and his fucking abs are just like, I mean, they're like the size of this coffee cup. Like that's how big each ab is. 1, 2. It's like fucking huge, crazy, unbelievable. And I know I wasn't his best package, but I had to follow him out at the Olympia, and like he walked out and I was next, and he like posed, and then I walked out. I was like, God damn, dude, it was so deflating. And then I had to, then they line us up, and I stand right next to him, and I felt worthless.
That's wild. Yeah, I mean, I personally think he's going to beat Samson because I think I think that look beats Samson, but he's also in better condition. I don't think people realize he looks a lot harder than Samson. Yeah.
He's way harder from the front and about the same from the back. So it's not like there's some huge disparity. I think, but up front, it's like I think like significantly more detail through the pecs, abs, his midsection, detail in the legs. That's one thing that he doesn't quite have is detail through the quads or hands. But
Samson was bigger and rounder. Now Andrew is more angular, but now he is round. I will say he's round now.
He looked like he got 2 footballs on each side of his fucking arm. It does. Crazy. It's crazy.
If he didn't have all that detail, it would look like he has implants or like full of oil, because that's how it pops off. But I think he beat Samson. So for him to get there, he has to beat Nick. That's going to be the hard part. But I don't think it's impossible.
No, it's definitely not impossible. I put Nick there just because obviously Nick's a friend of mine, and I just kind of believe in what him and Matt are going to do. I think they're going to come in like fucking. I know that Nick. This is probably Nick's most important show of his life, 100%. Like I don't think he's ever had more to prove, and I think when Nick has something to prove, he does it.
Yeah, Nick is a very dangerous. Especially when he's being talked down on. Yeah, that's where he does his best work, and that's most of his career. Like that whole when he started, that whole pace he was at, it was all from negativity. People were just talking shit. For sure. Yeah, so you can never count Nick out. Nick is a friend of mine as well. I definitely want to see him. I want to see him win the whole shit personally.
Yeah, for sure.
But
which people wouldn't agree, but it's not that crazy to think.
I don't think.
Everybody in that top 5 are just like small percentages away from one another. Nobody's like fucking head and neck in front of anybody. There's no Ronnie Coleman out there just absolutely dominating everybody. There's no Phil out there making 3rd place look like 10th.
I think any of those guys can beat any of those guys on any given day, and we're assuming just because Derek and Hadi have never been off that they can't be off. We don't know that. It's possible.
I mean, shit happens. You look what happened to Brandon Curry. He's in the hospital the day before because of food poisoning. Shit happens. That happened to Phil in 2010. He got sick, and then he got 5th, which Phil probably would have won in 2010.
I think so.
I think
he had all 2s, but yeah. All right, so that's the top 3. Hey, Justin, thanks for coming on, man.
Of course, man. I know I made the commitment to come on a few times, and I've ghosted you, and I apologize for that, bro.
Bro, all good. I understand that we're all grown, man. Yeah, and shit happens. Like some podcast hosts, like some of my friends, like they take it like personally, like, oh, this person doesn't want to. I'm like, first of all, they don't have to. You're not paying them. They don't have to do anything. Yeah, they're doing you a favor, So I look at it. I just make sure I have enough guys that I could always ask somebody to get on the last second. But for the most part, bro, you a grown ass man. You have a lot of responsibilities. I mean, shit. You even saying yes, I fucking appreciate it.
Dude, of course. No, to be honest, I the few times I've been on, I've had a lot of fun. I think you run a great show, dude, and you keep a good group of guys around you, man. I like everybody you're involved with, so I'm happy to be here. Anytime it works for me, I'm here, man.
Sounds good, brother. Cool. All right, Justin, go get that. Go get that meal in.
Appreciate it, homie. Talk soon.
Yes, sir.
Later, bro.